objective for this class will be for the students will observe and analyze how soil is formed through chemical weathering. So, okay, good morning, class. I'm going to ask you if you can please check out your weathering folder that we did in our last science class. Does everyone have it? Yes? Okay, we're going to review really quick what we have learned about weathering. First of all, who can tell me what weathering is? Michelle, what is weathering? Very good. Weathering is a process of wearing away and changing. Can someone tell me what is it that weathers away and changes? Very good. Our planet, our Earth, our mountains, all our landforms. Through the process of weathering, they change constantly, right? For some, it takes a long process, but after several years, you see changes in our landforms, all caused because of weathering, which again is a process of wearing away and changing. We have discussed already 2 out of the 3 different types of weathering. Who can tell me the first one? Jose? Very good, Jose. Mechanical weathering. Can you please tell me what mechanical weathering is? Very good. It is a process of weathering away through external forces such as water, temperature, and wind. Very good, Jose. Now another volunteer to tell me what organic weathering is. Very good. Organic weathering is a process of weathering that happens when plants brush up rocks with the growing roots or plant acids that help dissolve the rocks. Okay, so that's what's organic weathering. I'm going to show you some images, and you're going to tell me if they are either mechanical or organic. Okay? Let's see. Based on what we see here, water between the rocks, well actually ice. What type of weathering is this? Is it mechanical or organic? Sophia? Mechanical, very good. Why do you think it's mechanical? Or why do you know it's mechanical? Awesome. Because it's an external force that acted on the rock. It's water. Remember how we said that sometimes when it rains, water goes in between rocks. And at night, when the temperature when the temperature lowers, and it can freeze. So when water inside the rock freezes, it has to expand. And what does expanding cause to the rock? Very good, to break down. And that's how soil is formed, from the breakdown of rocks caused by the freezing of water. Okay, very good. So again, that's mechanical weathering. Very good. One more time, why is it mechanical weathering? Very good, Renata, because it's an external force acting on the rock. In this case, the external force is what? There's actually 2 external forces. Water, very good, and what else? What happens at night? The temperature, very good. The temperature lowers and makes it freeze. So we have two external forces, water and temperature. Very good. Let's see. What do you think happened with this landform? What kind of weather do you think has affected the shape of this landform? Mechanical or organic? Jose? Juan? Sorry, Juan? Very good, mechanical. Why mechanical? Very good. It was acting upon an external force. What external force? The wind. Very good. Do you all remember the experiment we did yesterday in regards to mechanical weathering? Yes? We saw how, for example, in this case in the desert, when the wind blows, it blows along with sand, right? And the sand has particles. And those particles brush against landforms, in this case, this rock. So when the wind with particles constantly hits this landform, it's changing its form, right? It's changing its form. We started with the sandpaper that we used and the pencil. The sandpaper was our wind and sand, and the pencil was our landform. What happened when we brushed the sandpaper with the pencil? The pencils changed forms, right? And then particles from the pencil were falling. We were kind of like sharpening the pencil, right? And you can see little pieces of the pencil falling. And that would be our soil in this case. But instead of a pencil, we have this landform. So every time the wind brushes against it, it starts changing and little dust or soil starts falling, and that's a form of soil forming through mechanical weathering. Again, so what was the external force acting on our landform? Very good. Sand, well, wind along with sand. Very good. Let's see, one more picture. This one. What do you think this one is? What kind of weathering affected this landform? We see we can see like a mountain, the side of a mountain, and we see tree, and the roots of the tree. Where are the roots of the tree at? Inside the mountain, right? The hill. Maybe it's a hill. So what do you, since we're talking about trees and landforms, what kind of weathering do you think this is? Mechanical or organic? Chantal? Very good, organic. Why organic? Because the definition says that it is a process of weathering when plants break rocks with their growing roots. And that's exactly what happened here. The roots of the tree broke into this rock, huge rock. Okay, and that's when as it broke it, soil started forming because the rock started falling apart, and that caused soil to form. Okay, so this is organic. Very good. Today we're going to learn about our third and last type of weathering. And this type of weathering is called chemical weathering. I'm going to put it here on the board. Put in the board new. Chemical weathering. So we're going to place this title on our third and last foldable here, chemical weathering. And before I define what chemical weathering is, we're going to do an exploration, okay? So let's all get in groups of 4. You know, your groups of your science groups, okay? So here, I have a cup, right? A transparent cup. I'm going to add water, and I'm going to add vinegar. In this case, the vinegar represents the acid that we find in rain, because rain is not only water; it's water with acid. So vinegar would be our acid. In this case, the chalk will be our rock, our limestone. It would be a limestone, because chalk is an example or a type of limestone. Okay? Do you see the limestone right now? Yes? Okay. So see how it looks. Now, well, sorry, before we continue, I know you all have in your desk your chart, and it's composed of 2 sections, the time and the observations. So on the first square we have before placing chalk in liquid, write your observations. How does the chalk look? Okay, you already have it in? Now we're going to place the chalk inside the cup. And after 2 minutes, we're going to write what we observe, what changes has happened to the chalk. Okay, can we all see it? What's happening to the chalk? It's dissolving, right? The chalk is dissolving. Is it changing form little by little? It is, and this is caused by chemical weathering, okay? So our 2 minutes have passed. Write your observations of the chalk, how it has changed, and then we'll fill out our third row, okay? So now 5 minutes have passed. Write your observations of what we see here after the 5 minutes have passed with the chalk and the vinegar. Okay, do you all see it? What has happened to the chalk? It has dissolved, right? That's exactly what happens in the real world. Chemical weathering is caused by, it could be caused by rain. So whenever it rains and the rain hits certain types of rocks, such as the limestone in this case, it dissolves because the acid in the water dissolves the rock, just as the vinegar dissolved the shock. So now you're going to finish your observations, and I want you to choose one of your previous weathering types, mechanical or organic, and write a 7-sentence paragraph of how it compares to mechanical weathering. Okay? So, sorry, chemical weathering, but we just saw how acid affects rocks. Acid in water affects our rocks and changes them. Okay, if you have any questions, raise your hand.